Now, this is going to make a lot of wannabe managers upset. As a manager, you don't really need to know the employee work. So, this is where a lot of hiring managers, HR professionals get it all wrong. They believe that a manager that's promoted needs to know the work, the employee work, thus they promote within. So, they're actually promoting a technician into a management role. The only thing you really need to know about employee work as a manager is what's called reasonable expectations. And what that is, what's the reasonable time frame to complete this work? So if you really understood how to manage, you understand that within that reasonable expectation is what's called true work and lost time, or in other words, fluff. And many people build in fluff to compensate the lack of work. So your job as a manager is to explain the process to an employee so that he or she can understand that their job is to do the work and your job as a manager is to manage the work. You actually show them and coach them of what's meant in the reasonable expectation, meaning that if an employee challenges you and says, "Hey, boss, you don't know how to do the work. How can you set expectations?" Okay, got it. Let's go do an observation and show me what you do. And you're going to realize that it doesn't take an hour and a half to do the work. And that's the coaching moment that you have with the employee and say, "Hey, you said an hour and a half. The true work is only 45 minutes. This other 30 minutes is fluff or stuff someone's built into this process." So guess what? Now the reasonable expectation is 45 minutes. So your job as a manager is to understand the reasonable expectations so that you can understand the process to ask the right questions so that you can reevaluate the expectations and set it again. And that in itself is the work of a manager.